Okay, I believe we are now live, and hello, everyone who happens to be watching. This is the January 2024 edition of the Chicago TI Users Group meeting at the Evanston Public Library.
Third floor, East Room.
What's that?
Third floor, East
Yeah,
Room.
Third floor, East Room. I think we're in room 311. And I don't think we have any new news or developments as to a fair date yet. I think the university and the entities that are sort of working on getting the new stadium approved are still duking things out with the residents. And the usual thing is that until we have a home game schedule, it is not possible to schedule our fair date, because if we get it wrong and there's a local game, it will be very difficult, if not impossible, to get a hotel room anywhere near the city of Evanston. So please stay tuned on developments for that. We will certainly let people know as soon as we know. I guess today Vic has some interesting gymnastics due to some circumstances, but it wouldn't be a TI demo unless something unexpected happened.
So I'll get with it. This thumb drive with the key fob is one that will be given away at the upcoming fair, and it has in its contents all of the libraries that we've ever compiled. So I'll show you here on this machine. I've gone over to a Microsoft machine here. Give me a second here. Let's go up a level. 2 levels. Here's what's on this. I'll zoom this in a bit so you folks at home can see it. What's involved in does Control Plus work on zooming this screen? I guess not. This has the contents of the 2006 fair that was given away, the 2008 fair plus 14 additional files and folders, the 2018 fair, the Bob Roberts Library, the Italian User Group 2021, the thing I've been working on most recently, the Italian User Group 2023 library, and the Italian User Group bin files. So let's go look at the Italian User Group 2023. That's the last thing I've worked on. And here you can see all these folders. One starts with miscellaneous, and the other, Search 1 through Search 84, are all the pages that are referenced in the big games download that was posted last year. So clicking open Search 1 here's all the different games that are on the first page of Search 1. Plus the binary files. But here, let's open up this page. There we go. Let me close these other windows here. There we go. And this is zoomed in a bit, so let's zoom out. And this is what you'll see when you open up the Italian User Group. Moment. There. Let's make it a little more legible. This is the first page of these files. There's been 837 programs, and here along this line here, we're on page 1 of up to page 84. Now, since this is all originally in Italian, for us English speakers and readers, I use this here, Google Translate, in this upper right corner to translate every page from Italian into English. So you will see these programs all in the English language. Let's zoom in on this a bit. There we go. And the first program, there's 10 programs on each page. There are 84 pages, so the simple math, I don't even have to take off my shoes and socks for this, is there's 840 programs listed in this collection. And each page can link to any other page, random access, it will. So alphabetically, the first program here is this 2000 Cowboy promotion. So what's nice is he tells you what it is, shows you a little screenshot, and gives you a rating of it. Then it goes to the next alphabetical. So we're going to go through numbers here on this very first page.
We have a question of whether or not this will run on a emulator on a current PC.
Yes, yes. If it can run a .bin file, it'll run these. We'll get to that in a moment. So these are all the individual pages that can be downloaded. Like here's one, 3D maze. Okay, so we can look at that. Let me back up a minute here. Going down to search one, we open it up, and what was that called? 3D maze game. So one artifact you wind up with here is the Italian does not translate alphabetically into English all the time. So sometimes these programs get moved around a bit. They have slightly different names in the folder than they do on that screen. But here, we'll open up 3D Maze Game, and here's a zip file of the program, and here's the page you will get if you click on 3D Maze. Working. There we go. Okay, so here's the page you get. Now, what's beautiful about these, let me zoom in a bit, is, again, this is translated from the Italian, is up here at the top of this particular page, 3D Maze, author's name, and he says it's a bug. I don't know if there's a bug in the game or what, but let's read this text down here. James?
Yes. What is it? Andrew Nelson was a British programmer who in 1984 had developed some games for our computer in TI basic configuration. These have been compiled into a book entitled Games for Your TI-99/4A, published under the Virgin imprint. In 1985, the book was also translated into Italian, without translation of the listings, by Professor Giancario Zagarisi, and distributed by Jamis Editor.
Well, you'll notice there's two blue hyperlinks here. So by clicking on the one, Games for Your TI will take you to the book, Games for Your TI. And if you want to read the Italian version of it, there's the blue one. Go ahead.
And I guess we also have a note there. Both in the English publication and the Italian translation, this game has a bug. At some point in the maze during the game, it crashes with the error bad subscript in 540. Does anyone have a working version with no bug, or is it able to fix it? In that case, please contact us and we can add the corrected version.
So that's nice. You know, he tells you there's a bug in it, and then he solicits fixes for it. But then he tells you how to run it. Now, just having a whole stack of programs in a folder, a lot of times you go, well, is this basic, extended basic, EA, mini memory? Just what is this program? What cartridge do I need to run this? Do I have to do a call files one first? So this section is nice. Go ahead, James.
Sure. After typing the fateful run, before the game starts, you will be asked to set the foreground and background colors, 14.2 or 15.2 recommended. After a few moments, you will find yourself in a large villa designed by a crazy architect called P.I. Mc99er.
Excuse me. There you go.
Yes.
There's a little.
Yeah, the view is first person, and you will move in a graphical environment that simulates a 3D view.
Again, here's the instruction. It gives you the objective, what you're actually trying to do in this game, and the keys.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the objective of the game will be to be able to find the secret room hidden between the walls in the shortest possible time. Although the layout always remains the same, the position of the camera you are looking for will always have a different position each time you play a new game.
Okay, the position of the camera you're looking for, I think that's a minor
Yeah, translation.
click in the
Yeah.
translation, but anybody of modest intelligence should be able to figure out what they're actually, what they actually said that did not get translated
Right, it's
perfectly.
probably the hidden room or whatever object you're seeking.
Unless there's a camera lost somewhere in this
Right,
maze. and
or
that's
it's,
the
you know,
object you're looking
translating something that should be maybe like point
Yeah.
of view may change or something like
So
that.
there's your conventional keys, forward, back, the EXSD. Okay, James.
Okay, so present in the download section, at the bottom of the page, you will find the .zip file with various floppy and cassette formats, both in English publication and in the Italian translation. This game has a bug. Okay, so we're just making sure we're aware, I guess, that there is a bug. Additional information can be found on the original book publication page. And it looks like there are links to those.
Mm-hmm. So there's the English version and the Italian version and the links to the PDFs of these actual books. And here's some screenshots that show you of the what you will see on the screen. And here he's researched everything for you, the code, the details, the language, what year it was printed, the type of game it is, the category.
The format of cassette or floppy disk.
Mm-hmm. And gives full credit, whenever he can find it,
Yep.
to everything. Oh, there. You click on this link, and here, let me go back a step, and you will get this folder. It's a zip file. Let's see if this old computer can still, yeah, folks might laugh at this. But you can browse, I'm going to close this because I've already done this.
You already extracted it somewhere else.
Yes. Is, here's all the bin files or disk files. Now this will throw you a little bit. Some of these are in bin format for a final GROM, and some are in disk format. And some are in both. So here, 3D PCC is in disk, and 3D PCC is in binary.
Right.
bin
And
file
the
for-
idea is the disk formats can be used in an emulator or reconstituted to a physical disk.
Yeah, yeah. And so all this folder here, bin disk 1, is all the disk, all the bin files and all the disk files in this first folder. So we've got everything there. And of course, on every folder, we have the provenance, the copyright claim, where it came from, and who created all this. So, what was it called, 3D PCC?
Yep.
We can
Switch
get an old trial here. Now, on my Finalgram here, you'll see down there on the letter R is the IUG 2023. So we can press on that. And what was that program actually called?
It was 3D Maze.
Well, go back to,
At least that's what the file. I guess look at the title name just to be sure.
yeah, 3D Maze. And at the bottom, let's see what it says it is. Scrolling down. Here, this hyperlink says 3D Maze. With this link to a zip file, and I've already downloaded them. And it says it's 3D PCC.
There's a demo, and then there's a 3D Maze bug disk.
3D Maze. So 3D PCC is not 3D Maze.
Maybe.
That's a different program. So that's on a disk file only, and that will only run currently here at the library on the Nano PEB that I didn't bring with me today. Geez, I brought a wheelbarrow full of equipment, and guess what's still sitting on my desktop? Yep, my Nano PEB, and so we are not going to be able to run
Anything that requires mass storage.
or 32K for that.
Oh yeah, that too, right.
So, here's the 3D PCC text demo. Let's see what that is. So again, off that first page here's the first 10 programs. Here's the one called 3D PCC text demo. F11. There we go. There's our familiar page. Go ahead, James.
Okay, a graphical demo and assembler of rotating text.
Okay.
So it's just a simple little
It's almost
rotating
like
animation.
an Ames window, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bump that up a bit. Yeah, some of these programs, they aren't really, truly.
Right, they're not games, they're demonstration of
Yeah,
the technology, I guess.
that you could use in a game.
Perhaps.
So this is up there with Jim Peterson's Tiger Cub.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and again, here's the cart file and the bin file, and here's the EA5.dsk file. I'll unmagnify this. So let's see if we can find that. B on the final ground, back to TI. And I don't seem to have any of the numbered. Oh, there it is, PCC demo. So this is where you might get snagged going from the Italian to English, is stuff gets renamed slightly. And so it's you have to keep your wits about you, but if you've got your laptop or a tablet or even your phone with this website open on it, then you can and will bounce back and forth between the TI and the PC, and you can read the instructions and stuff. Let's see if this works. Like I said, I do not have 32K. So
We have a question. First timer, famous in the future TV. Is this list searchable? I marketed the game back when back when, and I'd love to have it available. Yeah, is there,
3D PCC
well,
or
I
what?
think the IUG, do we have a website that index is available through to the general public, or?
Of course it is. You would look for the, let me get back here, I'll see if I can show you the actual screen. You can look for the Italian User Group, or IUG. Let me,
And then he's also wondering, I guess, if the list of all the games is searchable, because I think he's looking for perhaps a published game from back when.
well, asbestos I can do. Here is, when I
Yeah,
found this.
I think he is running his laptop local mode only at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, what I did is for my own personal convenience, I downloaded all 84 pages of this search
Result.
thingy
Yeah.
but here at the top of the screen,
Ah,
you load the first page of this game library, and you can go to any other page at will.
yeah, I guess the game he's interested in is called Citadel.
Citadel. Okay, let's go look for it. Give me a couple minutes, a couple moments here.
Yep.
Because I did everything to mimic what they did. All right, here's all the search files. And I actually had to write down, do I have it here? The, what alphabet letters?
Right, file
Yeah,
named
yeah.
alphabet mapping.
Yeah, because there, and it's, no, it's not in this folder. But yeah, I just took a simple piece of graph paper and I wrote down search one is, A, or like 01 through
Yeah.
AN, and search two is like A, O, but let's look up here. He's looking for Citadel. Okay, so
Yes.
here we go from AD to AP. We'll go up, go to 3. Okay,
AO.
this might be tedious, let's go down to 10. You could always do a binary search like TI does on a disk catalog where it looks for the load file.
Yeah.
Okay,
So back a little further.
okay. In between 10 and 20 is 15. Citadel, so C64 code. Coleco. Okay, again, with the Italian to English translation, this is not perfect.
Right.
So some stuff might seem out of sequence, but if I lump all these folders together in one big folder,
Mhm.
it'll break the connection between that web page and what programs are on there. So chicken, Chillingham circuit race. I
And
did
also
not-
think about it this way too, that names have been translated back and forth again. So what
Yeah.
would be the Italian word for citadel?
Yeah, so this seems to be, unless I actually print out the name of every program on here, or put it in a spreadsheet,
Mm-hmm.
I do not appear to see Citadel.
Yes.
That was 13, let's go to 12. No, but all is not lost. Under miscellaneous here are things that were not in that game's collection.
Right.
This
Didn't
is
line
from
up quite in the order. Yeah.
like 2021, so we can look at stuff here. And Donnie Celesti, Last Supper, Phantom of the Opera. No, I do not see Citadel here. Let's go back to the TI. If we go to the IUG 2021, letter Q, no, I don't see Citadel there. It goes from Cavern Quest to Commando. We can always go back a page. Let's go to R, IUG 2023, A to F. Not this page, we'll go to page 2, page 3, page 4. No, unless Citadel got completely renamed, like you said,
Right,
to like
translated back and
Fortress
forth. Right,
or
right.
something like
Right.
that.
Although I think, the general junky translation, I guess, translate the word citadel to like cittadella for Italian, whether or not that's really,
Without meaning to stereotype Italian.
I know. Whether or not that is a reasonable translation, I have no clue.
Yeah, because some of these you'll go like, how the heck did this program wind up in this folder? Well, it's on that page. And it makes sense in Italian because it's alphabetical. Here we go. Calculation, California Nights, Call MPLOC, Captain Scram, Card File, Carnival, Casino, Channel 5 Jingle. That might be funny. Italic characters. Wait a minute, how did italic characters get in here? Well, because the original page is probably something like characters italic. And I did under my own limited linguistics ability, tried to make it where it makes sense, because people wouldn't usually go like, where's characters italic? We tend to do the hold noun verb trick.
New person famous in the future TV mentions that he does have a .dsk and a .tidisk file in manual scans that you can put on the group at some point, I guess. Which group, I'm not sure he's referring to.
Oh.
I know there are a couple of.
Okay, this page, I did
Facebook
not
groups.
translate to Italian.
Huh.
So I made a mistake. This is 99% correct.
Yeah.
This is not club error free here. So that,
Well, TI demo.
yeah. Okay, so what page is this? Did I search 11?
Yeah.
And again, to get this thumb drive with the highlights of the past fairs and the Italian user group, mostly translated to English and indexed, you have to come to the fair. They're free there. Card file, Carnival. I suppose we could do a process of elimination. Card file, Carnival, Carateri line. Carateri and Kosovo. Captain Scram, Candles. No, I don't know. Well, one of these Carateris has got to be the italics. It's just, I am not well versed. Okay. So, close this down. Down to search 11. So, oh, okay, here, bin disk 11. These are binary files and disk files that I've already unzipped from the zip files. Like, let's look in here, calculation. And there it says, let's make this a little bigger. Calculation of the standard deviation. Okay, so that's a math program. Moment. And everybody knows how good the TI's possibility. Go ahead, James.
Oh, you want to read it? Okay, I got a second. Okay, calculation of the standard deviation by Paolo Savardi. Our TI-99 has the possibility of having statistical operations, and the developer Paolo Savardi in 1984 created a program that managed the calculation of the mean and the standard deviation together with their confidence limits in TI basic language. It was published in the Italian magazine TI-99 New Soft in the same year. Pardon me if I'm mispronouncing anyone's name.
Well, you have to say it with enthusiasm, you know, and an accent, might as well. What are confidence limits? I don't know if that's a translation, but that's, you know. Well, we know how accurate the TI is with math. I mean, they use that chip in the Patriot missile system because of the double precision accuracy. So.
Yeah. Okay, so my confidence limits, because all things considered, we must remember that in statistics, any measurement always represents only the estimate of a correct value. In statistical applications, the population, i.e. the amount of total data, is usually very large, while usually it is possible or simply more convenient to have a limited set of data. Therefore, it is not very prudent to go unbalanced by proclaiming non-existent truths. More humbly, one usually prefers to accept a hypothesis or reject it, aware of having a certain percentage possibility of being on the right or wrong side. It is not a devious or Lynchian way of thinking. It's an attempt to avoid making disastrous blunders.
Manichean definition.
According to Wikipedia, Manichaeism is a former major world religion, founded in the 3rd century CE by the Parthian prophet Mani in the Sasanian Empire. Manichaeism teaches an elaborate dualistic cosmology describing the struggle between a good, spiritual world of light and an evil, material world of darkness.
Learn something every day.
Yeah.
That was just a reference that I found obscure. Okay, so going back a page. Now let's close this. So let's bump up one. Bin disk 1. So here we have the, let me make the, I wish there was a way of locking this larger, so I didn't have to do this for every folder.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so some of these I would have liked to run like this silly Channel 5 jingle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the standard NBC, or
Yeah.
if it's a cute little jingle. There's stuff like that in there. So we get some fun games, like Captain Scram, Cap Scram, Carnival, Casino, and then we get the utilities in there. So there's all sorts of stuff in this.
The nature of user group disks, it's usually
Yeah.
what was available month to month, year to year.
And the IUG 2021, here's the bin files from 2021. So I think we released these before on a DVD or thumb drive of all the different games they show here. So what was it? Citadel? No, I don't observe Citadel. No. You could, I don't know if I got the psych on here. Look at disk files. No, it goes from Chalice to Commando. You will see some duplications here. 2018.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not surprising. Usually, different user groups will
Mhm.
often collect similar or same programs.
Yeah,
Over
2018
the
was
years.
one of the biggest ones, because here, this one from Barry Harmson, he gave me a thumb drive in 2016 of, quote, every program for the TI in Europe at that time. So let's look at the properties here.
How many files and how much storage? So
So how many you got there?
5.89 gigabytes of storage and how many files? 27,253 files.
So the Barry Harmson.
That is quite a,
Yeah, it's quite a few.
yeah. Especially when you consider the average size of a TI program, that,
Yeah.
things were designed to run in 32K or
Well-
even 16K or less.
Down here in libraries, we've got Tiger Cub, Altman, Boston Computer Society, Chicago. Oh, well, let's look at the size of the Chicago library. Okay, James.
Okay, hang on. Let me put my eyeballs back in. Size about 40.8 megabytes, so much smaller, across 235 files.
Okay. So, yeah, the Chicago user group, and here they're broke down into manageable
Mhm.
chunks.
Right, and the other question too is with Barry Harmson's European group, how much of that is actual software and, maybe in different formats.
Uh-huh. Well, let's try opening up the
Whereas I
Chicago
think the
TI.
Chicago stuff is largely what, going to either be TI disk files or,
Yeah,
dot
this is
DSK
mostly
files.
the first 10 years
Yeah.
of the club is when most of this was collected.
Oh, you
And
get a
compiled.
convenient index file, huh? If it decides to
There we go.
open.
Okay, so here's a PDF of the Chicago User Group Library. And
With various popular clip art.
James, here's the
I think,
there's the actual book.
yep.
You can wave that in front of the screen.
We've got numerous copies of this and probably across each of our collections of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know I inherited a couple various incomplete sets.
And then there was this one,
That was
which
the
is
catalog
files
again.
101 through 170.
I think Carrie was saying something about it goes from 150 to 170 to one starting at 200.
Mm-hmm.
So 171 to 199 are missing, question mark?
Yeah. So here's a PDF. I don't know if this is searchable or not. But here it starts out with disk number 1. With Aardvark is the first one, Asteroids, Beeline, Boa Alley.
Yeah, I don't know that those disk sets are missing or if there was a great renumbering at some point. I think the librarian changed hands
Well,
at some
when
point.
David Connery had the library, when he inherited the library from Tony Zatorsky, who gave up the position as librarian, and David Connery voluntarily accepted it, it was 3 suitcases of floppy disks. And one of them was these numbered disks, and the other 2 were what they called named disks,
Ah,
which started with Archiver, DiskU, DM1000,
right.
stuff like that. So we've gone from having 3 suitcases to tote around to meetings to 1 Altoid tins of compact flash cards. And there's probably 5 times as much data on these CF cards as there was in those three suitcases. So our library has grown tremendously, and I don't have the Barry Harmson library on there, but I have Plato, and that was 1,000 discs. So you'd ask about Barry Harmson. Well,
Well, I think he was asking more about the discrepancy in the numbering on your Chicago
as I
TIUG
was,
user group discs.
should follow up, is the Chicago user group stuff. When Dave Connery had it, he had decided to go into a renaming system on the discs as to what they were.
So by a naming convention by type of
Yeah.
program rather than just a linear collection of disks.
And here you go, I don't know how well this will show up, but here's all the pages of his work on renaming all these discs. And David had was a big, here, you're probably better off just grabbing this whole folder here. You folks can't see what's going on off screen.
Yeah, sorry, we're
But-
futzing around with the binder
Yeah.
at the moment.
Maybe someday we'll have a periscope camera on here that can zoom around and show you what we're doing.
Well, I mean,
As you
cheap-
can see there,
Wi-Fi cameras are more and more available all the time. The problem
He
is
renumbered
orchestrating that stuff.
all the former named discs as to
Oh.
category. So he came up with a numbering
A
scheme.
number-based categorization system.
And,
here, like you can see on this first page.
David
You've got
had,
numbers in the 5,000s.
a Geneve that was excellent for this kind of indexing. And he spent quite a lot of time on this labor of love of re-indexing these discs to where they make sense. Because you
Right,
go
so-
through an alphabetical index and it jumps around all over the
Right,
place.
and then also the other issue too is the traditional user group numbering system is often more a chronological order of when, when the user group managed to collect a particular program or file or piece of
Yeah.
information.
So, some years ago, when I was recuperating from necessary surgeries that I had for different ailments, I took the 8,000 files or whatever they were, in the Barry Harmson library. They were all in one folder.
Yeah,
Thanks, Barry. But here's what I did. So here's all the numbered discs. So we can start here with number 00. Those, all the programs that start with 00. Actually, let's spread this
yeah,
out.
so
a bit.
Carrie, I don't know for certain that we have a missing set of disks or if we officially renumber at 200 at some point. Because he's asking about, that there is
Yeah.
a section of disks that appear to be missing in your numbering system, like if you go back to the Chicago.
Okay, let's go
fund.
back to Chicago. I was gonna show you that's here under libraries. Actually, all these should be under libraries. But let's go to Chicago.
Yep. So you
And we
can
got,
see-
here you go,
right.
200, 254.
No, but you see there's a
So we go-
151 to 170, and then it goes to 200.
Though there are no missing disks, it was decided for convenience, we would restart the second series at 200.
So
That way,
that's,
stuff could be squeezed in after 170 if it was ever discovered.
that's why we.
There
so-
are no missing
Yeah,
disks.
that was the answer we were looking for.
Read my lips, no. So, yeah, so here it starts out of Chicago, CHI 0200 disk. No, that is correct. I'm sorry for that. Maybe I should put a text in here.
Yeah, it might make sense to put a text note somewhere in there saying, hey, at this point, the disk numbering was restarted at 200.
Yeah, oh, I can see where I would go, because everybody goes like, gee, what could be on all these missing
What's,
disks? Yeah.
all the, sort of lost art and,
Yeah.
like, no, there's nothing missing,
Yeah.
I guess.
So here's all the numbered disks that start with 4 zeros. And it's only 2 disks. There's one called 0000 and one called 000 plus. All right. So It was not that difficult for me to go through this and set up these folders and do copy and paste, or cut and paste, and organize all this stuff. But this is all over the place as to what these could be. And so I'm going to ask the next guy to index the Barry Harmson library. But this is all searchable,
Yeah.
you know, if you're looking for one particular thing. 0005-107, XP Games and Programs. So who knows what's on that? Well, I don't, but if you all got the emulator,
Right.
you can probably open that up in a trice and find out what it is.
Right, or the other thing that we could use is a command line tool to walk the disks and, you know,
Yeah.
basically output the,
Yeah. Here's all the
output the
disks.
file names, lengths, and maybe some sort
Yeah.
of checksum to,
As you see here, use your favorite search engine. Here's all the disks in the range one from 1400 through 1499. So again, there's a lot of stuff in here. Here's 1420 plus. Well, that's probably the plus operating system that never really took off. Here's 1450 plus. So yes, there are some forgotten OSs that never really took off. So these are all of the numbered discs from Barry Harmson. 1 through 999, and then in sequence. So it was easy enough to put them in sequence, just time consuming, but that's what I had. I had the time and it was good therapy. High numbers? Oh yeah, this is where they got incredibly high numbers that really didn't fit in those indexes. So who knows what's on all these? Let's go up a couple clicks. Here's indexed from FBH, from Barry Harmson. What else am I going to call it? 99er discs, 99 micropendium, Altman, Omegas, compact flash, the Psych V1999, from Burr, DVDs, Fred Call, Game Base. So there's all sorts of stuff here. Index, Rasmus Mustagard, Lise Harrison. Hey, you MIDI Master fans will probably like this. This is all the stuff that was for MIDI with MIDI Master and or MIDI album. But you got the sonatas, 15 parts, American, Anna, Goldberg, Nutcracker, Pastor, Potpourri, Wolfie at 8, that was a fun one. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, they made a movie out of him. He was 8 when he came up with these? You know, it's like, wow. And a couple Christmas discs there in MIDI. Western Horizon Technologies, let's see what's in there. Oh, they got a few discs. So there's whole worlds on this. Here you can wait for the screen again. With the that's the key fob that we all got at the last fair.
Yep.
There's worlds in this thing. So that's the index from Barry Harmson. Here's Barry's named discs. And so, okay. So as we go through here, oh, here's, starts out with CHI, or CHI, sorry.
Yep.
Oh, this is probably the Chicago Library.
Again,
So again, there might be some duplications
Right, and I
here.
mean, there might be some advantages to having a duplicate set from another collection. That way, if you've got damaged disk images or files on a disk, you might
Yeah.
have some chance of recovering them. Usually, it's a good idea to compare disk images
Yeah.
before you decide to discard anything, if you ever decide to
Yeah.
discard anything.
Huh?
Discard, what?
And
No,
here's
hoard.
where we go down from, in alphabetical order on these named discs, the letter C. Notice we're in letter C here. That's what I started with, not A, this is C. But here, how quickly we get into C99.
Mhm.
Well, if anybody out there is a big Clint Pulley fan and likes the assembler and compilers for C99, all sorts of stuff here. Carol, cartoon cart, cartridge database, all these disk files that you can load into your emulator. And this is a job for a spreadsheet. But yeah, we zoomed in right on C there. Let's go to A. So here's AD, ALTM. Oh, that's probably the Altman library.
Mhm.
And we got that, yeah, ALTM, yeah. We got that in a different collection, in its own collection somewhere else. Somebody had a program for comparing two disks to see if they're the same. And this was put out about 5-10 years ago. And actually, I included that program on one of the fair disks because I thought, oh, this will be handy to have. So that's the FBH from Barry Harmson named. And here's the Netherlands stuff. Now, if Italian's fun enough, Dutch is funner. Now, Dutch reads a lot like German. Hang on, I can't seem to.
German-like enough to make you extremely confused.
Yeah, they are adamant. The Dutch is not German. It's its own language.
Yes.
But you give it a little squint.
Yeah, it looks Germanic.
Yeah, and so here's the.
But it is certainly not German.
Yeah, these are not easily legible here on the on this screen. But here's the newsletters. That was the cover, the front and back cover. Let's try here. We're using XNView, which is a good picture viewer. You sort of figure out indent number means in this number, in this issue.
In this issue, maybe.
You know, you can sort of
Yeah.
parse it and try to figure out what they're saying. But yeah, so this was the.
And that's really more of a testament to the vulgarity of the English language, that we've borrowed so much stuff that we can kind of grok a few other languages,
I mean, just
other
as,
words in other languages on occasion.
just as soon as you figured out bite ein Tast, tasty means, press the any key in German. So anyway, okay, so there's the Dutch user group. Here's TIDIR, which is an excellent program. Actually, can't we use that? Here we are.
To actually look at the disk contents, yeah, I suspect we can.
Yes.
Right? Although the font size is a little small,
I can't make this any bigger.
but I can reposition the camera a little
No, what
closer.
version of TIDIR is this? That might be like the first one.
TIDIR being is it prominently just a Windows program
Yeah.
for basically navigating, importing, and exporting,
Yeah, but he's
and
up to
manipulating
version 8
disk
now.
images?
And it's really nice. Let me see if we
Right,
can.
because the newer versions will also do the
Yeah.
Nano PEB
Yeah.
CF7.
This is the
plus,
2018 fair that we're going through here. Here's Wumpus. We ran Wumpus a few months ago,
Yep.
where I showed you all my research on Wumpus. My TriViewer, TI utilities.
Ricky Barron asked, some of us might not be able to make it to your meetings or fair for that matter. Is there a way a person could pay to get a flash drive from you? And I think the answer, the simple answer is no. The more complex answer is talk to Vic offline.
Yeah, actually, it would be Hal Shanafield, he's the fair chairman.
Right, the idea is.
And I can't step on his toes and just give stuff away
Yeah.
that's a draw for people to come into the fair.
But maybe if you want to do a presentation for the fair that you can't attend in person, but maybe you want to do a video on something, a
Well,
video
who was it that
presentation on
did the
something.
missile command?
That was John Benke, right?
Yeah.
But he was sick at the time, so he presented via a video he shared with us.
Mhm.
Although he would have been very happy to attend in person. It's just, the situation prevented him from doing that. But yeah, I mean, there are possibilities. The
Oh.
idea is if you contribute to the fair or you attend the fair, maybe you can get some of the perks as well.
Yeah, here's the problem, why it took so long to open up that PDF. As usual,
Something
the
wants to
application
update.
wants to update and it wasn't permitted to because there's no internet on this computer. And so if you see a shortcut to TI, there should be one here that
Yeah,
says
so
TI.
Ricky, the long answer is maybe talk to Hal offline about that.
Yeah, because I can't fire a fair chairman and say, well, I want to run this fair this way, and he wants to run it that way.
Yeah.
Just bear with me a minute. Oh, here it is. Duh, right in the middle of the screen. TIDIR 8.2C. Okay, now with TIDIR, it's important that you have the DLL files. These two wise guys.
Oh, why
in
would
the
you need your
folder.
link libraries?
Yeah, and TIDIR doesn't want to wash. So let's see how this works. Okay.
Ooh. Oh, it's probably trying to open something that it previously opened that
Yeah.
isn't there anymore.
All right, now if I change my screen resolution, I can make this a little more visible.
Yeah, let me see if I can push the camera a little closer to the,
Well, I should be able to do this without jazzing up the computer too bad.
well, if it's easier for you to reposition the camera, I will do that.
Properties.
We just might crop the top of the window, but you can always drop it a little lower.
Mhm.
So I will-
Yes, this vintage laptop has been through on 4 continents over the decades. Multiple monitors, screen resolution. We're at 1024 by 768. Let's move it down. Let's apply.
It doesn't fit in the window anymore.
There we go.
Okay, now I can pull the camera back out.
There we go. Okay, so here's TIDIR, written by Fred Call, who I could give a big kiss if he'd only shave. And he says that's a very good reason. All right, so we're going to look at a different directory. So now we're going to look at this thumb drive called Fetzner, because this is actually for James Fetzner when we get done with that. So we open up the folder 2018 Fair Plus Plus. We'll open up the folder from Barry Harmson. We'll open up the folder all numbered. Open up all high numbered. And that's as low as we can go in the tree. Now we got to go OK. There. Now, how do we do this? So right click, view disk or image info. Okay, this just tells you the data on the disk.
Famous in the Future mentions that he just uploaded Citadel to the Facebook group Texas Instruments TI-99 4A new. I'm not a Facebook person, so we'll have to see if we can have Vic track it down.
On the Facebook for this month's meeting, I announced that we have our web page back.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we have it back, we will flesh it out.
Yes, it'll be a little less sparse.
So the Chicago User Group Library will be the first folder uploaded to that page from our Dropbox account. And then the From Barry Harmson as a memorial will be uploaded there. And then
Sounds like a
other
plan.
stuff that has, okay, I'm gonna try a left click here on this disk whose TI name, see, this is what's nice. Rather than just showing you the cryptic number of the disk, here's the disk name, GIF Pix in TIDIR. So I'll try double clicking on it. Oh, Passion and Bedlam, all right, is the names of the two files on there. And you go up, here's GIFs. Here's one called Superman. I could try double clicking on it.
Uh-oh.
Okay. A lot of times you can click on a GIF and here, view it as a GIF. There we go. Sometimes this works, usually it doesn't.
Well, I think you probably are not in the right place, because you're looking at the disk image file, not the actual GIF file or,
Yeah, but this, let's try looking at this as a MyArt. Okay, now the
right, you
MyArt
probably need to
file.
open the disk image to see what's in it.
Yeah, but
Or
it's
is
not.
that, or is that the, you know, the, what's in the right pane?
Oh, that's another folder completely.
Oh, okay. But, yeah, I mean, I think you have to, you know, descend into the disk image and,
All right, well, sometimes TIDIR will let you look directly at a GIF.
uh,
But here's the new user library. Okay, so TIDIR, which I included, you know, on this thumb drive, will let you explore without an emulator all the disk names and all the files that are on those names. This looks like fun, 128 to 80. And you double click, you can actually look at the data.
gives you a little disk monitor view, sort
Yeah.
of, yeah.
Hex on one side and ASCII on the other. So you can always find, oh, here we go. (3/12/24). We haven't gotten to that date yet. How the heck did that happen? Okay. But in any case, yeah, so TIDIR is an excellent way of exploring. That's as far, we're at the top of this folder.
Mhm.
So we have to go to Files, select another directory. Now we're in From Barry Harmson, so let's bump up a bit. Yeah, let's look down Harmless Lion.
And that's Tercy, right?
I believe so. It's a software from Harmless Lion. Okay, apparently I don't have anything there.
Or at least nothing it can read.
Yeah, yeah. Empty file. So as an example, you can go through the,
Yeah, some of the iterations of the various fair discs, because
Oh,
this
here.
is sort of a, this has been sort of a growing project for Vic, that he's been adding and adding and adding to it.
Okay. Here's the various libraries. Here's Tiger Cub.
Oh,
And here's all the Tiger Cub folders. So we could actually open it up here. Can't we?
maybe.
No, there's just folders there. So it
Might have to
doesn't.
enter into the folders and
Yeah.
see.
Libraries. Let's go to Tiger Cub.
just
Huh,
found it.
okay, I noticed a discrepancy in my Tiger Cub library and the Western Horizon Technologies library that they did not have a few of the discs. And under contacting them, it turned out that those discs were flawed. And that's why they're not on Western Horizon Technologies.
Ah.
I see we got an hourglass, so something's happening. Maybe I was premature in canceling those searches. Okay, and you people who know, in TI-99ers Facebook page, somebody demonstrated Gold Rush. He said, the games. And people asked him, what game is that? He says, it's Gold Rush. So in 0.18 seconds, using Gary Wright's The Psych, I did a search of the, there it is, disc 1441-1 on the Tiger Cub Library Gold Rush. Oh, check it out. It's in text.
Oh, nice, it translated it, huh?
So it's a little wide for this narrow screen.
Yeah, it's a little tough too. For
Actually,
the,
that
for
might
the
be like
camera.
100 characters wide.
Yeah, full line width, yeah, rather than wrapping. Do you have an
Yeah.
option to like?
Possibly,
wrap?
but I don't want to destroy this file
Ah,
by playing around on this. But anyway, okay, there's the actual program. Okay, so that's in either basic, or I can see by these double colons, extended basic. So there's Gold Rush. Going back to we're in E, aren't we? So we want to go to 2018 libraries, Tiger Cub. And if we go down here, oh, okay, it's not here. I have one of these libraries had a PDF of the Tiger Cub. There it is. I should copy this file over to that other one. So here's the Tiger Cub library PDF. I mean, I've gotten very little feedback on the CDs, DVDs, and now thumb drives from people. But here from the site, ooh, I should ask Mike if I can distribute this actually.
yeah, I know it's part of his offering now.
No, it's 1520. Where's page up on this silly thing?
Okay, so
So
this
anyway,
now,
in this is searchable. Mike has made this a searchable PDF.
I should probably go to the front desk and check to make sure whether or not we have someone behind us.
Mhm.
Because normally, in the past, we've been able to reserve the room for 3 hours. Now they are reserving rooms for 2 hours. And if there is someone behind us, we might have to consider packing up in another 5 or 10 minutes. If there's not, maybe we
Well, if
can
we
go
have to,
another-
we back up.
Yep, okay, let me go check. I'll
All
be
right.
back in a moment.
Meanwhile, I'm going to try to see if I can find a go-to, or here we are, find. And there's a green search box up there, and I will type in Gold Rush. All one word. Searching. There you go. Well, on this machine, it took about 8 seconds. But here it is found on this disk. Oop, darn it, just bumped it off. Keyboard games. Number 4, disk number 1441 in the Tiger Cub library. And Gold Rush was by, our old buddy, William K. Balthrop. He wrote a bunch of programs in the 99er home computer magazine that was published by Emerald Valley Publishing. Will you quit? Boy, this thing is touchy. See if we can get down to 1441 again. So again, this is a demonstration of the site by Michael Wright, and to show you how quickly this can search and index through any
You can safely go until about,
it shows how quickly you can search and index through his searchable PDF files. Not all PDF files are searchable.
so we have until 3:30.
Okay. So that's where Gold Rush is. So that's the Adobe Reader.
Yeah, the librarian was saying that I guess the website reservation system is kind of screwed up. So you can
Yeah.
only do 2-hour reservations, although she implied that it may be actually fixed now or be fixed at some point. Or if you come to the front desk and reserve, you can get the 3 hours.
Yeah, let's see what we can do. I hate to skate out early. Okay, one project that I did when I was off of work some years ago was the Plato Library, which says it's 467 discs. So I renamed these discs because they had a awful long file name. Something like this. This is abbreviating all the words that were in there. And Plato discs can be copied with a regular disk manager, but they jazz up if you do the bitmap copy. The copies the whole disk sector by sector rather than a file name copy, but you can copy them. So yeah, that was one. And then last year, TIUG was going, he had a project he was doing where he was trying to combine all these single-sided Plato discs from 467 to probably a little around 250 discs by putting 2 single-sided discs in one file. And he was going like, how can I do that? And I just happened to trip over a page in AtariAge where that had been done already. So of course I sent him a link to it, and I says, well, why reinvent the wheel? Here it is. And he must have seemed like Presto the magician pulling a rabbit out of my hat for that one, but it was just the way the things worked out. So that's a 2018 fair. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. Oh, okay. Gee, I forgot I did this. Here's the listings from the various software libraries. Like here's the original Compact Flash software library that was distributed on a Compact Flash card with every CF7 or Nano PDB. Gee, it's text. Do you think I want to use anything more complicated than WordPad? let's try Notepad. Okay, and we do want to use something a little more complicated than Notepad. We need something that can read the,
New line characters properly.
gee, I did not tell it that that was the only thing you could use. Oh,
We
okay.
have WordPad in there too further down. And try that. Sometimes that'll handle.
There it is. Yeah, I think that can handle
Unusual.
formatting.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking
Yes.
for.
There we go. That's a bit better.
Yeah, so that's, okay, again, we're sort of zoomed in here. So, yeah, this is stuff I was working on trying to index all these files, and that's as compact flash. This is as far as I got on the various, compact flash came with volume 1 was the utilities for managing it. And then volume 4 was a duplicate of volume 1. So in case if you snarfed up volume 1, you had a backup of it. And you could do a copy from one file to another using the compact flash manager. So there's a few worlds in here. That was the 2018 fair. Oh yeah, the 2008 fair was a lot of fun. This guide to paperbacks and digests, Popular Mechanics magazine, Museum of Retro Technology, sci-fi book. These are all covers of books and magazines to stimulate the imagination. That some of these, like Popular Mechanics, they look more science fiction than the science fiction magazines that were being published at the time. You know, showing a locomotive with huge radio tubes instead of a motor. Like, oh, this locomotive will capture electricity out of the air, broadcast from a remote location. And yeah, I had all sorts of fun stuff in here. So yeah, anyway, this would be fun to explore. Oh, guess what that is? That was an alarm to alert me that it would be close to time to get out of here.
Right, but we actually have another 30 minutes past, so we can go to probably about,
Okay.
Maybe 1:20, 1:25. I mean, excuse me, 3:20 or 3:25.
All right, so we demonstrated the psych, we demonstrated the TIDIR, we demonstrated what's on this disk. So let's get back to the drive here. Here's the Italian music group. This is where we were. Yeah, so if somebody wants to take these thumb drives and start exploring, 500,000 files here. And unfortunately, I did not find that one program. I know it's on here somewhere.
Yeah, you'll have to email me at some point a path name for the stuff that for the items you want me to put up on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can do that as well, so that we have both the Dropbox and a flat file website copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because not everyone has a Microsoft account, and I'm not sure if that is now required.
Well, as an officer, you'll
access.
get one of these.
Yeah, well, I have one.
But I gotta get you this updated one that's got.
Sure, but I mean, we're talking about the website, the Chicago discs
Yeah.
and things like that, to make sure that they're available.
Okay, so here's the search file for 15. Moment. There we go. Yeah, so you can see the cursors here. We're on page 15 of these searchable, of these 84 files. So here we got the code breaker. The Pearson correlation coefficient. Okay. The Coke demo. You folks who got Barry Boone's GIF Mania when it first came out. Gosh, it was at the Chicago Fair at the Holiday Inn in Elk Grove Village. We had 2 big rooms. I had gotten GIF Mania, and I think I got Funnel Web version 3 or version 4 there. And they showed the disk Explorer in Funnel Web and the word processor. And at that time, if you had a 80-column device, which I did, which a TIM, you could go to split screen in the word processor and load 2 different files and visually compare the top file against the bottom file. The same thing in disk review. You could split screen and you could have ASCII in the top screen and hex in the bottom screen. And I just went nuts with sector editing and exploring TI's unique file system structure on how it juggled around starting sector numbers on the files. But yeah, here's another fun one, Coleco character set. I wonder if we got that. Again, this is on the from Mr. Vittori. Downloaded a whole bunch of stuff a long time ago. I believe that would be under section B. And there we go, R, Coleco character set. Let's see if this will run. There it is. So if you have a Coleco computer, this is what the character set, or this is a alternate character set. What does he say there, James?
Oh, let's see here. This is the thick character set from the ColecoVision. It's quite nice.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know how you'd actually use this in a program on your TI, but again, it's there. Let's go back. Color bar graphs, color demo. Okay. Let's go to Vittori, let's go to B demo. Coke. Oh, I was just talking about Coke. There's that Coke demo that was on the Italian user group, where I got off on the sidetrack on the, if you had GIF Mania, you're familiar with that. Let's go back to Vittori. Demo. And what were we looking for? We were looking for score. No, I don't see it there. The last thing that we were going to be looking for. Let's get back to the Italian user group here. Oh, color demo. Oh, if you're wondering what's going on, I got a simple A/B box here to switch from the laptop display to the. No, we don't have color demo here. No, that's the demonstration. Do I have demonstrations here? Well, yeah, we got a demonstration TI. Copper bar. No, we don't have a color demo here, do we? Well, we got multicolor 3D. Let's give it a try. No.
Wait.
Well said. You need the bozo. Commando animation. Commando music theme.
Yeah, so Carrie, the previous graphic demo, like the Coke bottle, was done on a real TI. It's just he has a F18A, which is a FPGA re-implementation of the TMS 9918A chip with some enhancements,
one
including
of those.
VGA output.
Hmm.
So he's able to use a conventional VGA switch box to go between the TI console
Mhm.
and his laptop. But he's actually running software on a real TI. Um,
So he had Citadel? Here, let me write that down.
Yeah, maybe for another time,
And his
right?
name, please?
His nickname is Famous in the Future TV. And he said he had uploaded a copy of it to the Texas Instruments TI-99/4A, new in parentheses, Facebook group.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, and, yeah, so just going through the, Italian user group here. Here, what's the very last folder? Oh, we got Yahtzee, Yoon, Zabertahole, Zombies Galore, and Zombies in the Swamp. Oh, that sounds like a ton of fun. Who doesn't like a good zombie game? Yeah, it looks like one of these is a cartridge file and the other is a binary file. So you can have it both ways.
Cartridge being a format for an emulator or can be reconstituted into an actual ROM for a cartridge, I guess. And the .bin is the final GROM image, right?
All right, so here's Zombies Galore. And this looks like a another outrun or outsmart the zombies here.
Yeah.
After a title screen, you'll be asked to prefer to use the joysticks or keyboard. You find yourself scared and running, trapped in a courtyard, closed by an electrified fence. The zombies, picture of a zombie, feel euphoric by this new presence and, attracted by the smell of fresh meat, crawl out of their graves with the intent of reaching the unfortunate living person, who's this smiley face right here, and devouring his soul. I thought it was just going to devour their flesh. Zombies can't devour souls. That's a different creature. To survive, you must be able to exploit their pursuit by leading them into the open tombs, which is this. Oh, so you run around in a circle, so you get on the other side of a tomb from a zombie, and because they just stagger forward with their hands in front of them and go, brains, brains, they fall in it. They aren't looking where they're walking. Okay, so that's the zombie, that's Zombies Galore. So let's bump up one. And Zombies in the Swamp. You know, one of my favorite shows was the guy who's running a fishing show. And he's got a cameraman recording him. He's pulling the stuff out of the side of his pickup truck. And he says, the first, most important thing about fishing is always be aware of your thud. He does a face plant as he trips over the trailer hitch in the back of his truck. And I'm going like, you know, always be aware of your surroundings. So it's... Okay, James, go ahead.
Okay, zombies in the swamp. Danger, there are zombies around and you have to cross the swamp where they live. To do this, you have to cross it on rafts. At the start of the game, the swamp looks like this. So there's a little diagram of swamp, and it looks like there's a screen capture as well. And your entry point and your exit point. So you're in the corner and must reach the diagonally opposite corner to escape. The computer asks, move or throw, M or T, to place the raft, to place a raft next to the one you're on, type T, and the computer asks, throw to the, and then enter north, N for north, S for south, E for east, W for west, and then the raft will appear in the appropriate location. North is at the top of the screen. To move, enter M, and when the computer asks move to the, enter the appropriate letter again to indicate the direction. Be careful, don't try to go in a direction you haven't placed the raft. Also, from time to time, one of these zombies will emerge from the swamp and run across the rafts you have placed. If you get in his way, he will get you. Luckily, the zombies don't see very well, so they often fall off the rafts and back into the swamp.
Fanciful illustration.
Yeah,
Oh, so you've got pre-made rafts that you carry and throw.
yes.
All right.
So you're basically setting down a path before you can move, otherwise you fall into the swamp.
Gee, my old man did this in World War II across
Yeah.
the river in France.
Mm-hmm. To be successful in this game, you'll have to develop your strategy. The longer and more complicated your path, the less likely it is the zombies will get you. But on the other hand, if you take longer to cross the swamp, and consequently there will be more opportunities for zombies to appear. Oh no, here come those terrifying zombies again. Let's hope they don't see us.
Okay, again, here's a hyperlink to the actual book itself.
Terrific games for the TI 99 4A.
Some screen captures of starting in the lower right corner and building your raft diagonally and finishing. Last one looks like it's when the game has actually closed. Oh. So, let's exit this. So, yeah, there's a spectrum of programs here from utilities, statistics, mostly games, because that's how it was originally advertised. Here's ZombXB. Gee, we've got a lot of zombies lately. And Zone Runner, I think, is the very last game in this alphabetical list. And here's, oh, our old buddy Mike Bryant.
Yep, Tercy, yep.
Go ahead.
Zombie XB. This game was presented on the occasion of the Short Sweet Gaming Contest organized on the Atari Age community in 2010, SSGC for Friends. The contest consisted of programming a game in BASIC or extended BASIC for a maximum of 30 lines of code for the program and another 10 extra lines for any data. In about 2 months' time, and so this horror-themed game was born. Okay, so I guess it was a normal day at Farmer Owen's farm. Too normal. Dad Jr. shouted, "Those zombies are out in the pasture again." Is that a regular occurrence?
You said again, so.
Yeah, I guess. "Turn on the electric fence," shouted Farmer Owen, "and take my laser rifle. I'll show those zombies." So, laser rifles down on the farm and zombies are a regular occurrence. Sounds like a great time.
And what did the zombies do?
They want to eat your brain, so stay one step ahead of them. Here's what happened and what reality you will be catapulted into once you pass the initial introduction screen. And there's an example.
Okay, so they show you here's Farmer Owen, the
Yeah.
blue character here. He's trying to defend his farm from the zombies that appear everywhere and move toward you. They are slow but deadly, and only a headshot will take them out. Some of these only appear as floating heads. Take those out too. They will attack in waves, sometimes more, sometimes less. Be careful.
Don't worry about the headless body. This will disintegrate after some time. It's harmless. You get 1 point for each step you take while surviving. 2 points every time a zombie spawns, so keep shooting. Score will be displayed at the end. You must also pay attention to the electrified barriers, where there's an example of what they look like on the screen. Crashing into them will result in instant death. So to control Owen, use joystick number 1. It will automatically fire in the direction you are moving. Present in the download section, there's a .zip file containing the images for the cassette and floppy.
Yeah, let's see if they're there. Bin disk 84. Zombies, galore disk, bin, disk. Here. Zom XB is a folder, and that's where I put the
Yeah, so it's a basic listing,
here we go.
commented listing.
Yeah, so if you want to see what the program is or play with it, you do that, and the disk file itself. So, let's say bye-bye here. I think we had a fairly good meeting today,
Yep.
and that'll be it. You wanna
Okay,
wrap it up?
so, yeah, sure. So this is Jim Mazurek, along with Vic Stirrup, our president at the ChicagoTIUG Users Group and at the Evanston Public Library. This has been the January 2024 meeting. And I guess we're going to be signing off, and more information as soon as we have it will be made available once we know when we have a actual fair date for the coming year, and for the current year now. And unfortunately, Hal isn't able to join us today, but hopefully he will be here next month. And I guess until then, have a good weekend, a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you soon.